it is unfortunate and very apparent to all of us that art and culture in this country right now is not valued as highly as it should be. So I'm sure you've observed that a lot of people who have creative magic are sharing it for free. That's what's kind of interesting about this COVID experience, is that people are truly looking to creatives to inspire them and keep the soul fulfilled. It's an opportunity to reshape the value of what we do. So for me, the students that I serve are cinema, fashion, photography, visual media design, and of course, broadcast electronic media arts. And I usually invite clients to think about, what is the thing that I love to do for fun? And what's the thing that I'm really good at? And where do those two intersect?
Arya, welcome to our interview today. Thank you for joining us.
It's my absolute pleasure and privilege to be here.
What actually wanted to make you start with making internships for students possible?
You know, I have a master's degree. It took me over a year to find a job, just any job related to my field of study. So this empathy is what drives me. And why City College? It's pretty unbelievable the level of talent that shines back. I will also say too, I've observed that this institution, especially the arts, media, entertainment sector, very underrated, underappreciated, and ultimately underdogs in the search for opportunities in San Francisco. And I view myself and everything I do as an underdog, and so it is a pleasure to support my tribe.
What steps do I have to take to get into a company like Universal or Disney or even ABC?
First and foremost is recognize that these institutions are highly, highly competitive, and state your intention and objective as a long-term goal. So it might sound like, in 5 years, I will be working for Universal. I will be working for Disney. So that's number one. Number two is to begin networking to find people who work at these organizations to do what's called informational interviews with. So you may ask them very directly and explicitly, if I want to work at Universal or Pixar in 5 to 7 years, what should I be doing now? And ultimately what you're doing in these informational interviews is collecting data for your job search, as well as charming these people into being open to helping you in the future if you manage and maintain the relationships. Of course, you also need to create content, build a portfolio that demonstrates your technical competency, continue your classes at City College until graduation, and then of course come and work with me so we can get the rest of your ducks in a row. So that looks like answering the question, tell me about yourself, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letters, and of course your interviewing skills. A thirst for knowledge, a place of curiosity. That is the intention behind connecting with industry professionals. When you come from this place of wanting to learn, the traditional gross feeling of networking fades away. Yes.
Do you have any advice for doing that without being annoying, but also, not being forgotten either?
Once you've kind of established this rapport through this intention of wanting to learn, managing and maintaining the relationship is more of a system of calendaring and following up with tenacity and discipline, but again, in a soft, gentle, casual manner. So for example, if you have an informational interview with someone on April 10th, the next day, April 11th, immediate follow-up email saying, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciated it. I learned a great deal. Then you calendar a 2-week follow-up and you say, dear so-and-so, based on our conversation, I went and I did this thing and it was super effective. Thank you so much. And the intention is to, again, come back onto this person's radar, as well as making them feel valued and appreciated that you listened to what they said and implemented their invitations. And then another follow-up 30, 45 days later, stating anything that may be related to that conversation that you had with this person. I finished my portfolio or reel. Would you be willing to take a look at it? Just anything that is going to remind them of you. If you can utilize this process and tools to do this effectively with people you meet in your network, your tribe grows and your tribe starts thinking about you more, and then all opportunities come to you. Ultimately, for me, talent can come from anywhere. It doesn't really matter. It's really about your portfolio and showcasing what your technical skills are. Say the majority of jobs can be completed just by having the right kind of attitude, learning quickly on your feet, and honoring what is the intention behind the job.
What's the number one thing they can do to advocate for themselves, or if you could name one thing?
Number one thing I would say is do your best in the present moment and then let go of expectations of results. A lot of creatives are conditioned to seek out perfection, and I find that that slows things down significantly because perfection is subjective anyway. When you are talking to employers about your skill set, you have to present yourself as being very powerful and effective at one thing.
Do you think it's possible for the broadcast engineering sector to move over to platforms like YouTube?
The real question will become, how will we do it? And I think what's also really powerful is that this pretense of polished, very curated, very scripted experiences is going to lose its luster, and more informal, authentic, and sincere experiences and content is what's going to take precedence. We are all so much more powerful than we know. Not only as creators, but just as human beings in general. And we have control of what is going to happen in the future. So whatever you think is going to happen in the future is going to happen. So I invite you to keep your mind in the higher vibration and manifest the future you want to see. I, as an employment training specialist 3, do not have those kind of magical powers. One day, though, I will.